Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
WWE Hall of Fame, obviously one of the all-time greats, and you've had past experience with The Undertaker, obviously crossing paths with him. Did you see the potential back in his WCW tenure that this guy would turn into basically a Mount Rushmore face?
Hey, he's the living dead, man. I mean, I knew him when he was Mark Callis before he ever went to WWE. Of course, he was a talent then. I mean, as big as he was, he could walk that top rope back then, and just a heck of a talent and just a good person to me. I never knew him after he went to WWE, but always very nice to me. God bless him. He had a hell of a run. That's for dang sure.
What was your thoughts the first time you saw him come out as The Undertaker, or became aware of what he was doing? Did you? What
Well,
was
at
Tommy
first
Rich
I thought, but that's when the business went another way, started going another way, and instead, I mean, it was all characters, which he was a character, but that was a little heavy for wrestling. But I mean, he's living proof that it worked, and God bless him. And I mean, hell, he's dead and still living, So yeah.
I mean, again, kind of a stupid question, but did you foresee him being this icon in the wrestling business?
Not necessarily the Undertaker, but he was a hell of a talent. I mean, even when he was in Georgia, I mean, you knew he was going to do something. I mean, who'd have thought? I mean, the Undertaker thing, coming to the ring and all of that. I would have never seen that.
Right.
But he took it and produced it and took it to levels that nobody ever knew of.
Right.
I mean, hell, it's like me. I've done it for 40 plus years, and he's more than that. And he was on top up there. I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, I knew he would be a star.
So you did know he was going to be somewhat of a star.
I mean, when he started in Georgia, I don't know how long he'd been working, but you could see the talent, and which I hadn't been, I hadn't been in Georgia that long either. And I was young, but you could see, and for big guys to make it, of course, back when I started, it was a big guy's business anyway, I mean, so to see him make it to come to New York and like the South, all the big guys come through, but wasn't everybody necessarily as big as the guys that went to New York. I mean, just the big guys, it was a big guy territory, And I mean, I don't doubt what he did because he did it, Undertaker, I mean, that was a hell of a gig he got.
Was he a shy kid in the early days of his career in the locker room that you saw? Or was he like, what was his personality like before he became who he became?
I mean, we was all young. I mean, he was big, but he was a young kid still getting into business, and I very respectful as far as I knew him. I mean, I didn't have a lot of dealings with him, but I mean, Undertaker, I'm sorry. But anyway, I mean, he was always a gentleman. I never seen him get mad or nothing like that. I mean, he was always good, listened. I mean, and that's what the young guys did. I mean, it didn't matter if he was as big as all of them or bigger. You had respect for the guys that was showing you the way, and God bless him, and I'm glad he made it because, I mean, you knew he had the potential, yeah.
Were the guys that you wrestled against, you're just like, they're not going to make it? I could just tell they just don't have it, or is that hard to judge when you're just having a match?
Well, it's hard for me because I mean, you look at the guys I wrestled. I mean, King Kong, Mosca, Blackjack Lanza, Bundy, Stan Hansen, the Andersons. I mean, I wrestled the best of the best. For me to say, they'd already made it actually. So I never really wrestled. I mean, I was either like my thing in Georgia, and I guess that's why my longevity was so good in Georgia too, because I would do singles and have a run with somebody, and then like first off, Tony Atlas and myself, we were the first salt and pepper team to ever win the Southern Tag Team titles, and that's back in the day I'm talking.
Yeah, sure.
Tony didn't show up at the town one time because of a sign. I'm going back, but I love Tony Atlas to death, and he was a pioneer of this wrestling business, bar none. I mean, I know there was Burrhead Jones and Rufus R. Jones. I mean, there was a bunch of them, but Tony, he set the bar. As far as I'm concerned, we'd fly in, he'd have one of my babies on each shoulder. You know what I mean? He was just good people, and still love Tony today. I mean, he's one that never changed. With the hard times, and Tony been through some hard times. And we all have. But Tony had a little tougher times, I think.
You said something interesting. One of the first, if not the first, salt and pepper quote unquote team. Did you guys take any shit for that? Did you ever hear any crap for that back in the day?
Oh no,
Good.
no, because I was a blue-eyed soul boy. The folks loved me, and the folks loved Tony too. I mean, it was it was a good thing.
Right.
At the time, it was perfect. I mean, it was. I get goosebumps thinking about it. I mean, thinking to see where it's at now, and it's just sad sometimes things happen and stuff. But Tony, we were like trendsetters as far as that time was concerned. And then I'd had a run with him, and then I'd go on a single, whether it was Rascal Mosca or Ken Patera.